I grew up an athlete. I grew up in a small town right down the road in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, a tough town like Youngstown, and I was fortunate to have a lot of influences in my life that made me kind of play sports. My dad was a bodybuilder back in the day, so he had me lifting weights at a young age, and as I got older and I got more serious into playing sports, I started having to take my training to the next level as well. So after college, I pursued football for a couple years, and I ended up working in a facility, and it kind of snowballed from there, and now I feel like I'm kind of doing right what I always, were destined to do. You obviously can go to school to be a strength coach, which is very important. There's a lot of really good majors, exercise science, exercise physiology, but I think one of the best things you can get is experience. That's one thing that I'm really fortunate. I've shadowed and worked with a lot of really good strength coaches in my life, and they've kind of put me in the position that I'm in today, which is why I'm confident every day, and I know what to do with these guys. The majority of our training is done through free weights. We obviously don't have a ton of machines in this room here. I always say we don't use machines, we build them. So I kind of use that analogy to best describe our training philosophy. These racks here, we have them all the way down. You can do a ton of different things with these, obviously. We use barbells, we use dumbbells, we have different bar variations, we use bands, different forms of accommodating resistance to accommodate to the strength curve to get our guys, as strong as possible. Well, there's a lot of different philosophies as a strength coach. You have to be willing to challenge the players both physically and mentally. I think the foundation of our football program is in the weight room. How we establish rules, standards, culture, all that stuff kind of is what I need to work on with the players in the off season. So whenever we come out here in camp, they're ready to go for Coach Bo and the rest of the staff. In terms of training philosophies, I want to get our guys as healthy as possible and to train them as hard as possible while keeping them healthy. We do a lot of really in-depth speed work with our football players. It's not just aimless conditioning. It's stuff that's actually going to help them run more efficiently and move better in the healthiest way possible. So we have certain players on our team that we do a freak of the week every Friday, and we give an award out every week to the hardest worker of the week. So all summer long we've been giving awards to the hardest worker, and the hardest worker on the field, in the weight room, the guy who gets here on time, the guy who is making his weight, which is really important. So there's been 5 to 10 guys already this year who have done enough in our strength staff's eyes to really be recognized, and we call that the freak of the week. Certain teams in the country may be have great physical players, but if they're not in great physical shape, they limit how good they can be. And that's one thing that I'm here to do is to not let our conditioning levels be our limiting factor between us winning a championship and not. And every single day I do everything in my power, and I work with our coaches, work with our staff who does a great job helping me to put our players in the best position to be successful, and we've been doing a really good job of that so far, so I'm excited. I truly think we have the best strength and conditioning program in the country. We have a great director in Brian. He points everyone in the right direction. We have a great athletic training staff, and our coaches do an unbelievable job of allowing us to do whatever we need to do to maximize our players, and then that really makes us as a strength staff feel really comfortable, and it makes everything kind of form as one as the season goes, and there's not one guy here, one guy there. Everyone's kind of thinking together for the betterment of all the athletes. So I'm really appreciative, and I'm happy to be at Youngstown State because of that reason.